Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Nub's RPG Wednesday. As always, I am your host, Victory Nub, and for what could be a very long period of time, we are going to be taking a look at the game Chrono Trigger, developed and published by Squaresoft and released in the United States on March 11th of 1995. Chrono Trigger was developed during a boom time for Squaresoft as a developer, releasing 11 months after Final Fantasy VI, which was a critical success internationally. The early conception of the game was started by what Square dubbed at the time a dream team, comprised of Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of the Final Fantasy series, Yuji Horii, the creator of the Dragon Quest series, and Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball. The three men originally met during a trip to the US for research and agreed to work together on a project that, quote, no one had done before. Yuji Horii was working at Enix at the time, before the two studios ended up merging, and Enix agreed to lend Horii to Squaresoft for the development of this new game. The Dream Team tapped Kazuhiko Aoki to produce the game, and together the four men brainstormed the game over a 4-day period. Development on Chrono Trigger began in 1993. The game's plot was written by Yuji Horii and Masato Kato, the latter of whom would also go on to write the plot for Xenogears, Chrono Cross, and Final Fantasy XI. The original concept of a game centered on time travel was proposed by an unnamed Square employee who remains unidentified to this day. Toriyama designed the game's characters, monsters, vehicles, and the general look of each era. Sakaguchi developed the game's various systems and contributed ideas for enemies. Chrono Trigger was originally intended to be a part of the Mana franchise and was given the working title Maru Island. Ironically, Secret of Mana was originally titled Chrono Trigger during development before being renamed Seiken Densetsu 2, or Secret of Mana, which freed up the name Chrono Trigger for use in a future project. Sakaguchi cited Toriyama's involvement in the project with enabling the inclusion of the more lighthearted, humorous elements of the game, stating that they would be impossible with something like Final Fantasy. To assist players in staying focused on the main plot, the team created the End of Time space with the character Gaspar, who would provide hints about where to go next. At one point in development, Gaspar was actually planned to become a playable character, and early sketches for his model were created by Toriyama before the idea was ultimately scrapped. In localization, the names of Magus's three lieutenants were altered from Binega or vinegar, soy sao or soy sauce, and mayon or mayonnaise to Ozzy or Ozzy Osbourne, Slash of Guns N' Roses fame, and Flea of Red Hot Chili Peppers fame. Flea is an early example of Japan's more open-minded approach to gender representation in video games. Flea is identified as male in the game, but sports pink hair and feminine clothing, including an accessory that can be stolen called Flea Vest, which was originally called Mayon's Bra in the Japanese release. Soundtrack for Chrono Trigger was largely the work of Yasunori Mitsuda, the composer on the follow-up game Chrono Cross, as well as the Xeno series. Mitsuda was considering leaving the studio at that time, as he was working as a sound programmer and was unsatisfied with the work and pay. Sakaguchi recommended that he take on the score for Chrono Trigger, which Mitsuda composed using a combination of new music and works from his personal collection. Mitsuda also made the unusual decision of writing songs to run for about 2 minutes before looping, which was considered excessively long for Square games at that time. Stress from the project, combined with a hard drive crash that wiped out approximately 40 in-progress music tracks, contributed to Mitsuda developing stomach ulcers and having to step away from the project. Nobu Uematsu agreed to step in to complete the score, contributing 10 additional songs. The localization of the game for English-speaking audiences was handled by Ted Woolsey, famous for his translation work on many of Square's games from the Super Nintendo era. Woolsey was given 30 days to complete his work. He would later state that he would have preferred more time and blamed his constricted schedule on the prevailing Japanese attitude of the time that video games were children's toys. Regardless, Woolsey still considered Chrono Trigger to be one of the most satisfying games he ever worked on. As with Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger was a critical hit internationally for Square and a commercial success in Japan specifically, selling 2 million copies in only 2 months. Internationally, sales were more muted, with the game garnering renewed interest when it was re-released as a part of the Final Fantasy Chronicles collection, released on PlayStation in the US in 2001. And yes, that is the version that we're going to be looking at for a very specific reason. Chrono Trigger is widely considered not only one of the best RPGs, but also one of the best video games of all time. Now, why are we looking at the PlayStation re-release and not the original Super Nintendo version? I do have both copies. The Chronicles re-release of Chrono Trigger features updates to the original Ted Woolsey localization to more correctly convey dialogue that was altered for purposes of space, and more importantly, Toriyama created new anime cutscenes for key plot points in the game, including a brand new intro which we have seen play twice now, and a finale cutscene that helps establish a connection between Chrono Trigger and the sequel, Chrono Cross. The primary drawback to this version of the game, which I'm sure we're going to encounter a ton of during this playthrough, is that the loading times before and after every battle can get pretty excessive. Sakaguchi was quite clear with his praise of the use of a ROM cartridge for the original release, citing that it enabled seamless transition to battles on the field map, something the PlayStation version struggles with. I'm going to go ahead and stop it so it doesn't play the cutscene a third time. Sorry, but to get the anime goods, we have to accept the load time bads. And I did load this onto the hard drive of my Polymega, which will help load times to an extent, but they will still be noticeable, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I also have no good way to capture the Nintendo DS version of the game that I have, which featured the improved translation as well as a few additional tweaks to the scripting, a map screen, a default run option, a modified screen layout that offloaded the menu to the touchscreen on the DS, 2 additional dungeons, and a somewhat boring Monster Trainer minigame. Before extensive patches of the Windows version that released in 2018, the DS version was widely considered the best one. Sorry, I don't have a good way to do DS games. Maybe at some point in the future someone's going to find a way to do that, but I don't want to tear apart a DS trying to make it work, so we just got to look at what I can access. Anyway, let's go ahead and get it started. Alright, I think we just go to a new game, because slot 1 is just if you have something saved. And again, because this is on the Polymega, I'm going to take full advantage of the fact that I can do save states, which, because of the Polymega's notorious habit of crashing at inopportune times, I'm going to have to save state quite a bit. Good example of the long load time. There we go. All right, so just like Final Fantasy VI, and I believe 4 and 5. 4 was the first time they actually used it. This game has a version of the active time battle system. Basically, what it is your characters take turns based on a bar that fills up over time. Once it becomes full, you could take a turn. In the case of the active versus wait settings, basically, if you go into a menu, whether it's for items or techniques, the enemy can take their turn. They also have a status bar that fills up before they take a turn. And in active mode, that bar continues to fill while you're in a menu, versus wait, where you can go into menus and everyone's status bar stops. I tend to prefer using wait. All right, here we go. Enter a name, then push the start button. Well, we're not going to change the names. I am a purist when it comes to that. Chrono Trigger, I've always been a little bit different about because I've played the game enough times that I happen to know what the real names of several of the characters in this game actually are. We are not going to change them, however. Yes, there is a different name for and as well as, but we're not going to change them. Caw-caw. The beautiful fairgrounds, the Millenial Fair that's going on. I don't know if the game says that it started today, if this was the first day of the Millenial Fair, or the story just kind of takes place while it's ongoing. I would assume it's been going for a while, but I don't know. Crono. Crono! Good morning, Crono. Come on, sleepyhead. Get up. Ah, Lean's bell makes such beautiful music. You were so excited about the Millenial Fair that you didn't sleep well, did you? I want you to behave yourself today. Let's get moving, now! I say that like someone who's heard that many times. All right, now, first thing we're gonna do, because I am a very dark individual, let's close those damn blinds. Screw you, Mom, I hate the sun! Finally! By the way, that inventor friend of yours? You know. Oh dear, I've forgotten her name. Anytime now. Oh, the load times are going to be brutal for this. Lucca! I don't think that's going to happen for every fight, but who knows. That's right, Lucca! Don't forget that she invited you to see her new invention. Run along now and be back before dinner. And play with the kitty. One of the systems that does take place during the game and does have an effect on the ending is you actually can earn, or win, I guess you should say, a cat at the Millenial Fair. One of the important things you gotta keep in mind, however, is if you do win that cat, you need to feed your cat, and that involves winning food at the Millenial Fair and taking it back here as well. Actually, I guess they deliver the food for you, but you need to come back on a regular basis to earn enough food to keep the cat fed the entire game. Ah, I almost forgot. Here's your allowance, dear. Have fun at the fair. Receive 200 G's, babies! Now let's get out of here. Screw you, cat. You're not coming. And obviously, you can go straight up to the fair and get the festivities started, but we're going to poke around a little bit just to get a sense of the town, get a flavor, you know? Hard to believe Guardia is now 1,000 years old, and our king is the 33rd descendant to the throne. But how can he rule a kingdom when he can't even control his own daughter? Yes, one of the things that they made possible in this game, and I think they did it because they intended for you to be able to affect conversations, is you can actually move around while someone's talking to you. How much did that actually affect the way that conversations play out? Almost none. I don't think there's any instance in the game where being able to move around and talk to someone else changes the dialogue in any meaningful way. That brat, Lucca, says she's made the discovery of a lifetime. Screw you, dude. That's my friend. I'm so happy I can scream! Yeah, you look it. Where's the run? There it is. So this game, you do have a dedicated run button. This was, again, a year after the release of Final Fantasy VI, which did not have a run button included. The only way you could run in that game was to equip the accessory sprint shoes. We did look at the Game Boy Advance version of the game, which had a default run button, in addition to the sprint shoes, which would make you go way faster than you would ever need to, but it was a nice touch that they added the sprint button to the Game Boy re-release of that game. Visit our stall in Lean Square. And we're not going to do too much else outside of poking around a couple of the houses in the area nearby. Hi! Do you know about our establishment? We'll say no. This is the Mayor's Education Center. Think of it as a workshop for beginners. You can take the things you find here. You? Talk to me! Need a brief weapons and items seminar? Yeah, sure, whatever. Weapons include swords, bows, and guns. Some weapons can only be used by specific party members. You'll find a variety of armor for the head and body. Finally, there are numerous accessories with unique properties and effects. As you gain power, swords will inflict greater damage. Bows and guns get more powerful as your hit rate increases. I don't know if that's true. I think strength affects those stats as well. Got one tonic, that is your healing item in the game. You can walk while reading messages, but don't go too far, or you can miss them. Use the square button to move the message battle window up or down, like so. Just to be able to keep an eye on the action. Scattered throughout the world are places where you can save your game. Save whenever you can, especially in unfamiliar or dangerous areas. Including this, which I think he talks to us if we stand on it. Oh, maybe not. That's just a replica. Record your journey whenever you find the real McCoy. You'll find more of them in riskier areas. Also, remember that you can log in anywhere on the world map. You know about shelters? They're quite useful. No, I don't. Use shelters at save points or on the world map to completely restore HP and MP. Now let's go upstairs. There might be some more items upstairs to steal. We're walking around the mayor's house just stealing everything. Alright, I'll teach you about skills. Are you willing to learn? Yeah, sure. Fight music. During combat, the effect of each attack can vary. Not vary. First, some of your attacks will damage more than one enemy. For example, target this critter, and your attack will hit another monster in the area. But if you target this one, you can get all three at once. Use this fact to your advantage. Next, you can hit enemies in your direct line of sight. There are two attack patterns. The first one allows you to attack all the enemies oriented in a straight line from you. You would place the cursor on any one of them on the line. The other pattern allows you to hit only the enemies in a straight line between you and the target. As in the previous example, all three creatures are targeted here, but select this one and that's all you'll get. Next, use an enemy to establish a line, and any others on it will also be hit. They're lined up horizontally here, so you may target any of them. Final pattern puts you at the center of the attack zone. You can't use an attack like this if your enemies are outside of the zone. But here, pow pow pow. However, your attack will hit all enemies inside the active zone. So this is one of the ways that this game wildly differs from Final Fantasy, because a lot of placement on the battlefield affects what you can do with your attacks. That's about it. Feel more confident? So I get a little Gatorade in me. Want my advice? No. You've got potential. You'll learn a number of techniques as you progress. Techniques are magic attacks that also utilize your weapons. You'll acquire them with discipline. Give me what's behind you. Got 100 G's. Want to learn about damage in battle? Yeah, let's do it. Some monsters have special attacks. And let's see some. Poison. HP slowly decreases. Your attacks are weakened. Slow. Increases the time between attacks. Sleep. Lowers your guard. A good hit will wake you up again. Chaos. Confuses you into attacking allies. A little tough on friendship. Blind. You can't see too well. It's hard to hit enemies. Lock. You can't use any techniques. Stop. Immobilizes and disables you. In these situations, your guard is down and you'll sustain more damage. Use heal or wait until the battle ends to heal automatically. So this is one of the big differences between this and Final Fantasy. There is a lot of comparison between those two that we'll talk about mainly because, of course, Square made both of the games. Yeah, in Final Fantasy VI, a lot of statuses do carry over after the battle. In particular, Poison carries over, Blind carries over. Your Vanish effect carries over, although that's not necessarily a debuff, it's usually considered a buff. Would you like to hear more? Yes. When your HP hits 0, you'll be disabled. Use Revive to restore yourself, but if everyone goes down, you're through. Be careful. Hold down the L1 and R1 buttons to escape from battle. Know where to run, know when to run, but you need to fight to grow strong. Now, about the equip menu. Numbers next to your sword and shield icons indicate attack and defense power. The higher the number, the greater the power. M-Def indicates your ability to block magic attacks. If it's 10, the magic damage will be reduced by 10%. A star after any characteristic means it's at maximum strength. How many of those are we going to hit maximum strength with? I don't know. I'm not going to avoid fights, but at the same time, I'm not going to spend an extensive amount of time grinding, with the exception of maybe when we get to the areas where you can find the news, the NUs. Or is it moos? Moos or news? The big purple things. Whatever they're called. Truce in. Don't think there's anything we need to do here. Maybe talk to some people at the tavern. If it's here. Yeah, there's some. Been to the fair yet? Nope. Well, get going then. You'll have to wait 1,000 years for another Millenial Fair. Lodging is $10. Now I can go home. Come on in. Take your bloody time. I'd rather serve you than go to the fair anyway. I don't think she's being honest. Now she's, like, walking in circles around me. This is kind of creepy, lady. Are you buying? Yeah, sure. Thanks. I'll play you a song. Ooh. Ooh. Let's talk to this guy. Remember the earthquake we just had? No. No? Airhead, huh? Well, never mind. Let's say yes. We've been having too many. Something's wrong. Hope the big one isn't coming. Important to note. This is an item we need to come back to later in the game. This box has been in the family for generations. Open it, and you may have what's inside. Sealed by a mysterious force. Womp womp womp. Can't open it yet. We don't have what we need to get inside. There's going to be a bunch of those all over the world that we will not be able to open until much later in the game. And I don't think there's any reason to do this, but we can go to the ticket office for the ferry. We're not going to use it, though. And sometimes a mysterious whirlpool appears in the ocean near here. What could cause that? Yep. If only Fritz would return. I'd ask for nothing more. Alright. There are plenty of little tiny side stories that occur during the game that get resolved for whatever reason later in the game. Whether it's an event that occurs that changes the future or whatever. Again, this is a game that involves time travel, so stuff that happens in the past will affect things that happen in the future. This is Lucca's house, and you can see she is a tinkerer. Plenty of books and experimental equipment laying around their house. And we did come back here even though she is not home for one very specific reason. We're going to see her mom, who is seated. Oh, hi, Crono. Lucca's off at Lean Square with her father, Tabin, unveiling her new invention. I don't think she says anything else. So, they don't say anything about it here, and you don't find out about it until later in the game, but the reason why she is sitting in that chair is she's paralyzed. She can't use her legs. So she can't go to the fair while her daughter and husband go there, set up an experiment, and show off the tech that they were working on. Kinda cold, guys. Kinda cold. I don't think there's anything else we can do in the house. No items that I know of. I think if they made one mistake during the game is that they didn't make it more clear early on why she doesn't go to the fair. And I don't think there's any reason to go this way. Yeah, we'll leave that as is. Let's just go back this way. Alright, let's go to the fair. Alright, very important. If you're familiar with the fair, you know that there is a very particular cadence to the song, and at one very critical point, you have to join in chorus. I'll go ahead and do it this first time, but if you're at home and you know the song, you better do it with me. Here we go. Here it comes. Ha! Welcome to the Millenial Fair. Have fun. Hey, look, it's a totally nondescript mouse-shaped head. I heard Lucca and her dad have made another crazy invention. Hope it doesn't blow up like all the others. This is Lean Square. They say people who hear Lean's bell ring will have interesting and happy lives. This is an item shop. You can pick up some goodies if you want. You really don't need anything early on, but you can buy equipment if you want. I think you can get all of this later. Another shop. Go in and buy some items. Here we might want to spend a little bit of money. We'll spend, maybe not that much. We'll spend like 4 there. Take 3. Revive and shelter, we'll take... Oh lord, no, just 1. That way we have some items once we actually get into action, which won't happen right away, but we want to be able to cover our ass when we have to. Those runners are busy racing, so they won't talk to you. And we're going to mess with them in a minute here. Alright, so press the X button while facing the bell. Judge your distance carefully and press the O button. Watch this, ready? Or circle button, whatever. I'm going to get this on the first try. Yeah! Got it! Impressive, I'll put 1 silver point on your card. And yeah! I'm the best, baby. Come on. We'll get 5 and then I'll give up. 4. And 5. Come on. Gotta make it harder than that, buddy. This kingdom's been through a lot, like the war against Magus 400 years ago. Thank goodness things are so peaceful now. Alright, so we're gonna run over here. The race is on. Be quiet and watch. We were a little bit too late, but we will go and get in the race in a second here, or mess with the race in a second. I heard this guy pays big bucks for charms, weapons, pendants, and other rarities. You mean this guy right here? Buy something from Melchior, swordsmith. Sure, I guess. I don't think we need to buy a weapon yet. We can get the iron blade or the load sword if we found 4,000 bucks, which we're not going to get anytime soon. We really don't need that yet. Not yet. I live in the continent to the east. Come see me sometime. Alright. We got here in time. Last round's winner. Cadillac. Guess the winner? Sure. Alright. We could choose between Steel Runner, Green Ambler, Cadillac, and GI Jogger. We're gonna pick GI Jogger. Now, here's the fun thing about the race. You can actually interfere with the racers in order to guarantee the success of the one you pick. All you gotta do is walk in their path like this and it'll slow them down. you get in the way. Hey, come on. Jogger, catch up. Catch up, what are you doing, Jogger? This isn't his race. He doesn't have the legs. Look at this, he's fallen so far behind. What are you doing? Ah, wiener. You're a loser. I shouldn't have put up 500 bucks. All right, we'll pick Steel Runner this time. Probably won't be right on that one either. And come on. Steel Runner, what are you doing? Gotta get in the front here, buddy. Why do I keep picking the worst one? Damn it! Great Ambler, you son of a bitch! Get out of here! I'm gonna break his legs before the next race. No. Wait, a late surge? Come on, Steel! Oh, not enough! Cadillac, you're a sure bet. I don't know if he has anything to say about... I knew it, it's the Green Ambler. About the race. We'll pick Green Ambler again. We'll just let it run, and whoever wins, wins. This is the renowned Tent of Horrors. Spend your 5 silver points here. Parental discretion advised. So the whole point of winning silver points here is you can actually spend them in this event in particular, and you can use it to win prizes that you can take home. Yeah, of course, Green Ambler didn't win. Damn it. So if you don't want to waste time banging on this bell for 1 point apiece or trying to guess a race, which you have to physically interfere with sometimes to actually affect the result of, there is another way you can get points. What's the big deal? So what if we won a war against a wizard hundreds of years ago? Becoming Canadian. Hey, there's someone looking around. Let's carefully walk this way away from her. You have 5 silver points. Want to exchange 10 for 50 gold? No, not right now. So, there's a couple of things that we can do here. Not going to just yet. Keep going if you want to demo Lucca's robot battle trainer. Collect silver points if you win. Yes, we could do that. We're not going to do it just yet. And go this way, down. Stay away from her. And there's a couple more things you can do here. And then there's something all the way in the back. We're going to wait for our wandering companion who is walking back and forth here. And let's do it the way that the game tells you it happens, like this. Ugh! Hey! Ouch! That hurt! I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Uh-oh. My pendant. Alright, so very important. You have 2 choices here. You can talk to her first, or you can grab the pendant first. Your choice here has an effect in the future. For purposes of story, we're going to pick up the pendant first. Oh, thank goodness, my pendant. It has a lot of sentimental value. I have it back? Again, your decision here has an effect in future circumstances. I'm going to say no. All right, we'll give it back. Yes, you can have it back. I came to see the festival. You live in this town, don't you? I feel a little out of place here. Would you mind if I walked around with you for a while? Sure. You're a true gentleman. Oh, by the way, my name is, being super cagey. If there's one thing I would ever change about her name, it should be Marle with a Y at the end, but they only give you 5 characters, so it just looks like Marle. That's fine. We're gonna call her Marle. I don't care how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's Marle. Marle. And you're... Crono? What a nice name. Pleased to meet you. Now, lead on. Yes, I'm going to call him Crono. I know there are people who think it's pronounced Chrono. Screw you. All right, so let's go mess around at the fair. There's a guy right here. No time to talk. I'm just sitting down for my lunch. Oh, you mean this delicious-looking pink sack right here? Yum. Yum. Tastes like chicken. You're such a pig, Crono. Then there's a kitty cat here. Talk to it once, and it'll start following you. Only talk to it once. And then you want to slowly but surely guide it back this way. Because there is a kid who's looking for their lost cat on the other side of the fairgrounds. If you talk to it twice, it runs away. Talk to the kid. Come on. You brought my cat back! Thank you! Marle. You're so sweet, Crono. I'm gonna keep saying it wrong, because that's just how it looks in my head, Marle. Alright, let's go dance. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Catch your rhythm. Use the triangle, square, L1, and R1 buttons to dance. After pressing the circle button and dashing here and there, I'm pooped. This dance has rejuvenated me. Prehistoric dance. How enchanting. Is that what you would call it? Enchanting? Alright, let's boogie down. Ooh, ah, do a dance. Giggle, dance, dance. Ooh, ah. I think you could talk to the people up on the stage as well. As soon as I'm allowed to move. There we go. Game does lock your character in place when you start dancing. Jurassic Rhythm. Can't talk to the other two. But you. No. It says nothing. They all say Jurassic Rhythm. La-di-da-di-da. Got some spending money from the Elder. Alright, whatever. Moving on. Had our fun dancing. We're not going to worry too much about getting silver points right now. We just want to advance the story. You can always come back to this area later in the game and do all the point gathering you want to do. It's a soda guzzling contest. Press the X button as fast as you can. Ready, set, go! Got nothing on me, kid? Not bad. I'll put 5 points on your card. You're awfully competitive, aren't you, Crono? There's one thing we need Marle with us for in the tent that's down on the first screen, which we will do before we go to where we're supposed to go at the top. They call me Gato, I have metal joints, beat me up and earn 15 silver points. Let's beat that ass. See how long it takes to load? This is what we're gonna have to deal with for the game. Sorry, guys. Ow, 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 oh, oh, oh. Shot in the face. Ow, oh, 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 oh. That Crono's getting rocked. Stop it, you jerk. Oh, now he's beating up the girl. I don't know if we get experience. Yeah, we do. Look at that. 1 tech point. Tech points add to your abilities, basically. After you get a certain number of points, you learn new techs. I lost you 1. Here's 15 points. Now wasn't that fun? That part not as smooth. All right, we got 25 points we can go spend in the tent. We'll go ahead and spend some points there. I don't know how many of them we can actually spend in total. Out of the way. Out of the way. Jerk. And we're going to do the most uncouth thing I can think of. If I can leave, I might be able to go home and get some sleep, which I desperately need because I just took a beating from that robot. All right, let's head on into the Tent of Horrors. Welcome to Norstein Beckler's lab. The spine-tingling show is about to start. And you have 3 different games you can play based on how many points you spend, which we only have enough for 10. So we'll do the 10. I'm Vix. I'm Wedge. I'm Piet. Obviously, with the exception of Vix, who should have been named Biggs. These are references to the characters from Star Wars, Biggs Darklighter, Wedge Antilles, and whatever Piet's first name is, Admiral Piet. All right, so we have to keep track of where each of them are standing because they're going to ask us to identify one specific character. Here we go. All right, I think Wedge went to the left. Got it! I'm the best, baby! It's a Puyoso doll. It'll spruce up your room. We have to get however many points. 15 points. We need 25 points in order to get, or do the middle one, which we'll try to do the middle one. I can't remember what we get for that. I will try to get this. I want to try to do the middle one and then we'll call it. All right. Last round's winner, Steel Runner. Yes, Cadillac. God damn it, Cat, you better win this f***ing race. Let the cat win. Let the cat win. No, G.I. Jogger, get your ass out of the way. This is the cat's time. Damn it, Green Ambler's gonna win. Ah, well, we tried. The safest way to make points, as boring as it is literally doing this. Oh, I botched. The first miss! Ah, missed the race. And whatever. Alright. Oh, I hit the wrong button. 17. 18. 19. 20. Oh, shorted. 21. 22. Nope, too short. 23. 24. 25. Shorted. Shorted. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. We're almost done. 32. Nope, shorted. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. One more. 40. All right, let's go spend some points. And we're gonna quick save. Make sure I have what I think I have. I do. Alright, do a quick save state. Oop. Save state. Create new. Yes. Let's go inside. Probably could have done it inside as well. Whatever. Yeah. Let's do the middle one. And I think I remember how to do this one. We'll find out in a second. There we go. Mimic what you see. L1 raises left arm. Now, here's the thing. The game will raise what should be its right arm, but you're supposed to raise your left arm. I know that sounds a little confusing, but basically, just mimic the side of the screen that they're raising the arm on. So if it's on their right, it's your left, and vice versa. Laugh, surprise. All right, here we go. Watch me screw this up. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I screwed up. I was so close. That was probably the last command too. And that's why we do a save state. I'm not going to fight to get 40 more points for that nonsense. Let's do 40 points. Mimic what you see. Yeah. All right. Got it. Excellent. Guess what I get? The clone will be at Crono's house. So now we have a perfect replica of Crono hanging out in my house to creep people out when they come by to visit. All right. That was basically the most important thing that we could get out of the entire fair experience was that item there. Now, I think I can leave to go home, but I'm not 100% on that. Let's see. Yes, the game does not stop me from leaving. All right, let's go do the, excuse me, the most inappropriate and creepiest thing in the world. We're going to take her home with us and go to bed. But of course, I got to introduce Mom to my new girlfriend. My, how nice. I've only seen you with Lucca. Who's your pretty new friend? Hi, I'm Marle. Eh? Marle? I'm sure I've seen you before, dear. Where was that? Interesting. Bye, Mom. We're going to bed. Don't mind the strained grunting sounds you hear in a couple minutes. How about a snooze? All right, so the Pioso doll that we won is up there, as well as the clone doll that we saw. We'll come back and get the grand prize, the big expensive one, another time. We want to advance the plot, which we have not been doing at this point. All right, let's do it. There's nothing else we need to do. But there is another very important trigger point that we have right about here. They're still setting up. Why don't you come back in a while? I hate fairs. Hey, do you know the latest gossip? No. Just between us, I heard that the king is distressed over his tomboy of a daughter. Just once, I would like to see how wild she really is. I'll give you a hint. I know her personally. Yeah, let's exchange. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. No money. I think I screwed up. I was supposed to talk to them and then go do all the other crap, but we'll talk to this guy one more time and then see if we can't get to the exit. There's one important thing we need to have happen before the end of this episode. I know it's going to run a little bit long. I want to win one of these races. And I know which one I got to pick this time. It's going to be Steel Runner. Son of a bitch, I put a lot of money on this. You better not f*** up. Dance in front of the other racers. No, Steel Runner, what are you doing? You're the worst! What are you gonna do? We might have to talk. Oh, I know who we gotta talk to. We gotta talk to Malchior. Buy something from Malchior, the swordsmith, and we'll talk to him one more time. Really not a whole lot we're gonna do different. I don't think we need to buy the sword, but maybe we buy the sword. It increases my attack by a whopping 2. And then, this is what we were supposed to do to trigger the next part. By the way, talk to that young lady, oh, excuse me, couldn't you talk that young lady into selling her pendant? Again, very important here, what you choose. I'm gonna say I'll try. Nope. Oh my, it's the pendant. Sorry, but I can't buy that. It's far too special. Keep it safe. Okay, creepy guy. Now we should be able to advance. We had to do that one little trigger to get through to the fair. Oh, come on! I thought that was it. Alright, what else was I supposed to do? Alright, there might be something else we were supposed to do, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, that's right. We gotta talk to a couple people around here. That's when it triggers. What's the big deal? Blah, 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 whatever. We already talked to you once. Yep, okay. Talk to them. Talk to... Yep, okay. There we go. They ought to be ready now. Make for the far side of the square. This is gonna be fun. Come on, Crono. Let's go. And... Hold your horses. I want to get some candy. So you gotta come over here to the stand, and then... I don't want to do this. Give me just a second! No, I'm impatient. I don't want to do that. There's no need to drag me by the arm like some kidnapper. This is also a very important moment in the later events that are going to happen. Getting her to say that. I'm dragging her around like a kidnapper. Hi, I'd like to buy some of this. Sure, young lady. Thanks for waiting. I wasn't waiting. I wanted to leave. Alright, here we go. Step right up, any of you who have the time and the courage. Our super dimension warp is the invention of the century. To use it, jump up here, and you'll get teleported here. It's the masterwork of my beautiful daughter, Lucca. That's Lucca dancing on the telepad there. Lucca's inventions never work right. Wow, screw you, bitch. Check out that girl's glasses. Screw you, bitch. She could probably see the backside of the moon. Okay, we get it. She's a dork. Give it a try, kid. Oh, it's you, Crono. Now let's talk to our friend Lucca, who I haven't seen since the start of the game.
Crono! Where have you been? No one wants to try the telepod. How about you?
It looks like fun. I'll watch while you try it out.
Just hop onto the left pad.
All systems on.
Beginning energy transfer.
Zip zap, zip zap, zip zap. Ooh, wow, that was great!
So, how was it? Want to try it again?
It worked! I can't believe it! A thrilling display of science at its best, ladies and gentlemen. What a kick! I want to try it too.
Huh? Hey, Crono, how'd you pick up a cutie like her?
Hang on, Crono. I'll be right back. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, as this vision of loveliness steps aboard the machine. Steps. There's a T in there. I can speak. Don't go away. I'll be right back. You're sure about this? There's still time to change your mind. No way. Throw the switch. Okay, everyone. Let's give her a great big hand when she reappears. All systems on.
Beginning energy transfer.
What's happening? My pendant, it's... Whoa.
Huh?
Uh-oh. Marle? You turned into a bunch of sparkles. She gone. Lucca, where is she? Show's over, folks. Let's head along now. And the people just walk away like everything's normal. What's going on, Lucca? Where is she?
Wait, she disappeared. It couldn't have been the telepod. Warfield seemed to be affected by her pendant.
What are we gonna do now?
She's so familiar. I know I've seen her somewhere.
Well, I guess it's time to step up and do the right thing.
Crono!
You're actually gonna do it? What a fine lad.
Listen, I don't know where this machine is gonna send you, but we haven't any other choice.
Won't they both be lost?
This is our only hope. That pendant seems to be the key, so hang on to it, Crono, and brace yourself.
All systems on.
Begin energy transfer. Power to full.
Roger.
More. Give me more power.
Roger.
There, we did it.
Zip zap.
I'll follow you after I know what went wrong. Good luck, Crono.
She knows what she's doing. And now the shot that I used to think looked so cool when it came out on the Super Nintendo. Does it look as cool now? Not really. It's okay. Zoop, zip, zap, zip, 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 zip. Alright, we landed in a field. I don't know where I am. Wait, what? Uh-oh. Crono doesn't actually talk in the game, so there's going to be a whole lot of him not saying anything in this gameplay. Alright, let's do it. Key up! I forgot to equip the new sword. I'll do it as soon as we finish the fight. And key up. Early on, enemies are going to be fairly easy to kill. Obviously, they want you to fight all the enemies you face in the game so you level up. Alright, let's go to the menu real quick. Real quick. Maybe not that quick. There we go. Oh god, even the menus are going to take forever to load. Okay. Get ready, it's going to be like that for a while. Alright, so the attack goes up 2 by putting that on. Again, don't think we really needed it. I don't think we can save right now either. I think we can do quick save. Save. Whoop. Alright. Let's move. The good news about running in this game is it has absolutely no effect on your chances of avoiding enemy fights. They are always triggered based on where you step on the screen. So right there was always going to be a fight triggered when you cross the bridge. Now, I'm sure if you're a speedrunner and you know exact placement of enemy fights, there is a way to walk around some of those so you never have to fight them. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to fight the ones that are obviously meant for players to engage in. Learn Cyclone. I think that's the first technique that we've learned, but we'll pull it up in a second here. I got a tonic. Very good. And I got a power glove. Now we're playing with power. Whip. And right here. All right, so we can go power 2 versus speed 1. So what speed affects is how quickly your meter fills up between turns, as well as who takes the first turn during a fight. So if you have a very high speed stat, you have a much better chance of getting an initial turn at the very beginning of the fight. So speed is very important. I think we'll go with power for the time being until we get a third-party member, which will happen before the end of the current era that we're in. Which we don't know yet, because we don't know where we were, or where we are, I guess I should say. I think you can avoid these guys, but we're not going to. We are going to use our first tack. Very important. When you go into a menu, it actually stops enemies from moving. So it's important if the enemy is lined up a certain way that you want to take advantage of with attack to get into the menu as soon as you can so that you can take advantage of where they're standing. Like so. Three for one. Also, I think if you hit the green roly-poly enemy with your regular attack, he'll actually bounce into the imps, but it's been a while since I've done it that way. Alright, and we have made it out to somewhere. Doesn't look like anywhere I've ever been before. Truce Inn. Where am I? Are you stupid? This is the Kingdom of Guardia. We're battling Magus' army. What? You did know that, right? Yeah, of course. And shut your pie hole. Millennial Fair? What? Are you crazy? What nonsense! It is? Nonsense? What a relief! They finally found Queen Lean wandering up in the mountains. She must be glad to be home. And we had to talk to them so that we could trigger the guy who just walked in. The Magus' army destroyed Xenon Bridge, so the South Continent is inaccessible. This is Tomas. Or, excuse me, Toma. Are you a stranger here too? I'm Toma, an explorer. If you're buying, I'll tell you a story. Yeah, whatever. Cider, please! sure that is cider quoties. Thanks. It's about the missing queen. She disappeared while visiting that cathedral to the west and... Beg your pardon. What? They found her? Never mind. Okay. Yes, we will hit the inn so we get some health and tech points back. In the overworld map that we were walking around on before we entered the inn here, there actually is no enemy encounters, so you don't have to worry about getting into random fights. This is another one of those boxes we can't open because it's sealed by a mysterious force. But keep that in mind because that will also be something we have to come back to. I'll poke around a little bit more in the village here, and then we're going to head to the castle and stop just outside of it. Residence. A drink. I'm Banta the blacksmith. I'm forging a bell for the king to present to his beloved Queen Lean. I lost it when the queen disappeared. Just couldn't keep working on the bell. Now it's back to business as usual. And if you press him while he's doing this, he'll hit it faster. My husband wants a daughter who is as intelligent as she is beautiful. Okay. I'm sure you have so much to do with how she turns out facially. Make sure you cook her just right. Head to the market. I think we might be able to buy some tonics and whatnot, but I don't know how critical that is right now. You're going to fight Magus' army? Wonderful. Remember to equip yourself with the weapons you buy. Yes, very important. Obviously, I screwed up initially, but we got it fixed. Let's see what he has to sell. He has the same iron blade we already bought. You can also get a dart gun, which should go to, I believe, Lucca when she joins you. And we also have the ability to buy some equipment here. If you hadn't already bought the karate gi or the bronze helm, both of those will improve your stats. We may go back and do a tiny bit of grinding to get the money to buy them. Thanks, see ya. See ya. Go to the inn here. Or not the inn, whatever this is. Some guy's house. Again, one of the most bizarre tropes in video games, especially RPGs, is that you're okay to just walk into people's houses randomly and talk to them. Or take whatever you find. A Millenial Fair? Here? What are you talking about? It's the year 600 and the 21st king of Guardia reigns. So we went back in time 400 years into the past. We've been at war for years. When will it end? Now when you walk outside, the bottom left corner of the screen will show it's now 600 AD. So we time traveled. Our device took us back in time. Can't go that way. The bridge was destroyed. You can go to the cathedral, but we're not supposed to go there just yet. I did say we were going to go to the castle first, so let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll go ahead and stop just outside for the episode. Hey, what up? See if I can hit all three. Got it. Chop, 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 chop. That seems like a really unsafe and unuseful way to fight enemies. Just get in the middle of a big group of them and spin in a circle really fast. Seems like just one way to hurt yourself and not hit any of them. And also get dizzy in the process. Really, really dizzy. I found a power tab. And I found another shiny. We gotta touch it. Oh. Ta-da! They can ride the roly-polies. Let's see if we can get them close enough together that we can hit both at once. Come on. Come on. Ow. Closer. Uh-oh. One of them's gonna hit me. Oh. Alright. We'll go ahead and may just hit them. They're not getting close. Using your techs will not increase the amount of tech points you get or how often you learn new ones. It has absolutely no effect on that. The only way to increase the number of techs you have is earn more tech points. And that happens just by fighting. There are a couple of other ways that you can get more tech points that usually involve finding news, but we'll probably see that a long way in the future. Not anytime soon. Love that the roly-polies appear to be wall-eyed when they're looking straight down. Alright, we're gonna do these two. Chop, 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 chop. One of the things I hadn't really talked about up to this point in the game is, and again, we have to draw comparisons because they are basically from the same studio and only released a year apart, but the character models in this game, by comparison to, say, Final Fantasy VI, are much more detailed. More important than anything else is the fact that not only are there multiple animations for every character that are unique when they move around, but also when they fight, when they pose at the end of a fight. All of them have character that you didn't see nearly as much of in Final Fantasy VI. And free shelter. And enemy fight. We're not going to do this every time we come through here. We will have to go back through this forest a couple of times, but we'll do it the first time just to fight them. Up. Oh, it wasn't quite enough. Owie. What was that time? Got that important level up. Let's go down this way. There is a fight somewhere in here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there it is. It's Burbs. Oh, did they get close enough? I might be able to hit all three. Oh, no, I can't hit any of them. Hold on. Hold on. Yep. Maybe two. Damn, none of them. All right, just do regular attacks. Of course, they got close somehow. It's not easy to get them all lined up perfect. Uh-oh. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, we better finish this fight quick. Oh, they hit me with slow. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. All right, we're fine. We got him. Fight's over. That was close. We are getting a ton of money from that fight, though, so the trade-off is we'll be able to get better equipment. All right, let's go grab a tonic real quick and heal up. All right, that'll be all we do there. Yep. So I think at least one more fight right here somewhere we got to do, and then we are on our way to the castle. Maybe not. I seem to recall there being a fight there. And hey, look at this. Another box we can't open. All right, here we go. We are now out at the footsteps of Guardia Castle. Yep, that's what it's called. All right, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and stop. Let me do a save state. Ding. All right. So, just to review what we did for this particular episode, we we're introduced to the world of the year 1000 AD, and Crono was given some money to go play around at the Millenial Fair, which was taking place because of the time that the game took place, obviously. We bumped into a girl who was wandering around at the fair, and she decided to tag along with Crono as he was going around playing the games and having fun at the fair. Eventually, they go up to the big display that Crono's friend Lucca was putting on at the Millenial Fair, which was some special teleporter pad that could transport someone from one pad to the other. Unfortunately, when Marle walked up to that pad and stepped on it, the teleporter interacted with the pendant that she was wearing and sent her somewhere other than the other pad. We grabbed the pendant and repeated the same process, and it sent us to the year 600 AD, 400 years in the past. We haven't found Marle, so we don't know necessarily that she came here, but we have to believe that because we did the experiment the same way, Marle ended up in the same time, and now we're just going to everywhere that we can in the immediate area trying to find her. In the next episode, we do eventually find Marle, and we will do what we need to try to get her back to where she's supposed to be in the year 1000 AD along with ourselves. And Lucca said that once she figured out how to control the process, she was actually going to travel back in time to join us. And I do believe we do find her very quickly at the beginning of the next episode. That's going to do it for this episode of Nubs RPG Wednesday. If you are checking your calendar right now and realizing, oh, this is coming out on a Monday, you're not mistaken. For the duration of this series, and we are going to be doing a complete playthrough of Chrono Trigger, we're actually going to be airing episodes on not only Mondays, but Wednesdays, so that we can spread the full series out across 2 different days of the week and get it done a little bit faster. This is a fairly long game. It usually runs between 35 and 40 hours to complete all of the activities in the game, and we're going to play this as thoroughly as I possibly can from beginning to end of the series. I do believe this will be a very fun playthrough, and I think it's worth looking at on both days of the week so that we can get it done as soon as possible and then get back to the regular programming. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.